Welcome to Bite Size SEO News, where I find the top 3 news in digital marketing so you don't have to. Where I make news easy to digest and easy to follow in 10 minutes or less. If you want to read the article, links are posted in the show notes below, so you never have to worry about FOMO. My name is Rich Ung, your host. Today is Thursday, March 3rd, 2022. Coming up, fresh out of the oven are today's top 3 news you definitely don't want to miss. Story 1. Etsy sellers to pay 30% higher transaction fees beginning in April. Story 2. Google Ads updates destination requirements policy. Story 3. Book on Google for hotels to shut after low take-up. If you're ready, let's get into it. Our first story of the day, this one's brought to you by George Nguyen of Search Engine Land. Etsy will raise its seller fees from 5% to 6.5%, a 30% increase. The company announced during its Q4 2021 earnings report. The new seller transaction fee will take effect starting on April 11th. Why do we care? In many cases, Etsy's seller fees are still lower than eBay's and Amazon's, but the margin is getting thinner, which may also erode some of the benefits of selling on Etsy. Etsy last increased its transaction fees in 2018, raising them from 3.5% to the current 5% rate. This latest increase may be a bitter pill to swallow for Etsy merchants, especially when other marketplaces may offer access to more customers or more sophisticated tools for sellers. However, some of the additional revenue from the fee increase will be reinvested, which may offset the impact on sellers by improving the customer experience, potentially increasing customer lifetime value. Etsy's plans for the added revenue. Quote, "We plan to reinvest a considerable portion of that incremental revenue back into the marketplace because we want to directly have that benefit the seller," said Etsy's CFO Rachel Glazer during the company's Q4 2021 earnings call, noting that much of the additional revenue will go towards marketing, customer support, and product development. She added, "Keep in mind that the higher take rate is also expected to drive our LTV, customer lifetime value, higher, so we can invest in more ways that benefits our sellers." End quote. If you'd like to get some more information, make sure to check out George's article in the show notes. Our second story for today, this was brought to you by Brooke Osmundson of Search Engine Journal. Google Ads is updating its destination requirements policy in March 2022 to improve clarity for advertisers. The changes being made will not impact the current policies. Changes to the destination policies are going effect on March 21st, 2022. If you're unclear why Google disapproved your ads in the past, these changes should benefit you. What's changing? When Google disapproves an ad, it's not always clear why it was disapproved, or what this means for the rest of an advertiser's campaign. The main objective behind Google updating the destination policy is to provide clear examples and updated language of disapprovals. Changes to the policy includes 1. Clarifying guidelines for insufficient original content policy. 2. Introducing new destination not accessible policy. 3. Updating examples in the destination not working policy. Insufficient original content. The first change will be within the insufficient original content policy. More specifically, websites that had error messages including site under construction will be categorized into this insufficient policy. Previously, those error messages corresponded with the destination not working policy. Now, destinations that will receive this error message includes park domains, a website that is only intended to reserve a website, and websites that display coming soon or under construction messages. Destination not accessible. The second update is a new independent policy from Google. This policy is called Destination Not Accessible and falls underneath the requirements of the access limitations. For example, if your site showed a message of down for maintenance, you would receive this error message from Google Ads. Other examples where you would receive this disapproval from Google includes a site that displays a location-based access limitation message in the targeted location, and a site that displays other messaging related to access limitations in the targeted location. Destination not working. Lastly, Google is updating its examples when showcasing the destination not working policy. The reason for this update is to improve transparency and clarity for advertisers. If your site contains HTTP or a server error message, or a server error code will receive this message. Additionally, you may be at risk for receiving this approval if your website returns an authentication error or your website doesn't work on common browsers or devices. Why should advertisers care? With Google providing more transparency and clarity around disapprovals, you'll be able to transfer ads faster. The quicker you can identify a disapproval issue, the quicker your ads will get back up and running. These policy updates go into effect on March 21st, 2022. You'll want to make sure your website and accessibility to it is in good condition to avoid these disapprovals. If you want to get some more information, make sure to check out Brooke's article in the show notes. Our last story of the day, this one's brought to you by Mitra Sorrells of Focus Wire. Google will shut down its Book on Google option for hotels as of May 25th due to low usage from both partners and consumers. Google launched the option in 2015 to facilitate transactions for hotels and online travel agencies whose sites were not optimized for mobile web, which at the time was beginning to overtake desktops for internet usage. Partners that offer the Book on Google link remain in the merchant for the booking, but the reservation and payment information is captured in a Google-hosted form and then passed directly to the partner. Nearly 1 year ago, in March 2021, Google eliminated fees for hotel booking links, so hotels and online travel agencies can appear in the price comparison tool without the need to be a paid advertiser. The company says the response to that change has been positive and users are engaging more with the content, and all partner types from OTAs to individual hotels are seeing benefits through increased traffic when compared to prior ads-only experience. In contrast, the spokesperson says Book on Google has had low usage from both partners and consumers. When asked if interest in Book on Google has dropped since the free booking links launched last year, Google would not comment, but says the company has shifted resources to focus on the booking link integrations. Quote, "Our product philosophy is centered around creating the best possible experience for people who are exploring and researching travel. If we find that a particular feature isn't serving that goal, then we'll adjust accordingly," end quote, the spokesperson says. Google will not share data regarding numbers of partners that began using Book on Google when it launched in 2015, or how many are using it today, nor would it share details on consumer usage of the links. The company has begun informing partners that the option will be eliminated in late May, but says it expects minimal impact since engagement was low. Those that did use Book on Google will see their existing campaigns convert to standard landing page links. In September, Google made an update to its search and booking function for tours, activities, and attractions with the launch of Things to Do. That new offering, with both free and paid booking links from a range of merchants, replaced Reserved with Google, which only had one merchant to capture bookings for each tour or attraction. If you'd like to get some more information, make sure to check out Mitra's article in the show notes. That's it for today's show. We've made it to the end. You're good to go and ready for the day. If you've enjoyed this podcast, please rate the show so it helps spread the news and I can continue doing what I do best, which is providing you the latest SEO news you just cannot miss. Served tapa style, making it easy on the stomach and on the go. Once again, I'm your host, Rich Ung, and I'll see you on the flip side.